In today's video, I'm here to summarize all you ever need to know about hepatitis. It's going to be explained in a layperson's terms so you can make an informed decision with this information in case you get diagnosed with hepatitis. First of all, let's try to define hepatitis. What is hepatitis? Hepatitis simply means a liver inflammation or infection. Hepatic simply means liver. Anything with titis attached to it signifies inflammation. When the liver gets inflamed, it's drowned in water and sometimes it gets scarred where there are scars all over the liver. So the damage on the liver leaves marks and it gets scars all over the liver. When that happens, the liver doesn't function right. You know, your liver is like a factory. It converts several toxic substances from your body, passes it over to the kidney to get rid of it. It metabolizes medications you take. It breaks down several things. Even when you eat fatty foods, the liver helps you metabolize that fat because it causes bile to be excreted to help you break the fat into pieces so you can benefit from the fat intake. The liver is so important and you cannot live without your liver. This is how hepatitis happens. So when you take substances that causes the liver to be inflamed, when I talk about substances, there are several of them because there are several types of hepatitis. We have alcoholic hepatitis. As you know, the name implies, it means if you drink alcohol excessively, it has a tendency to inflame your liver and give you alcoholic hepatitis. We also have autoimmune hepatitis, where your body sees your liver as a foreign material and therefore attacks it. So your body attacks itself, becomes autoimmune. And that condition, you can't do much about it. Usually it's genetics, and you just have to watch and feed your body with healthy things, and hopefully you don't get it if you're from a family that has autoimmune hepatitis. And then we have toxic hepatitis, where things we put in our body, things containing poisons, like some medications that are very detrimental to the liver, or chemicals. It could be herbs, it could be anything toxic that comes into contact with your liver, or your liver sees it as toxic and therefore it affects your liver negatively. And then we have viral hepatitis. That is the ones we usually hear about. You know, we hear about hepatitis C commonly because it's a very known condition, chronic condition that people struggle with every day. You can have hepatitis A, B, C, D, and E. They are all variations of a viral hepatitis type. Like I said before, you could have a toxic hepatitis, you could have alcoholic hepatitis, you could have autoimmune hepatitis based on what affects your liver. So the causative factor defines the class and the type of hepatitis you have, but they all have the same damage to your liver. Some of these inflammations can be chronic, some can be acute, some can be both and acute and chronic. For instance, hepatitis A, which is caused by the viral form, and hepatitis E, which is also a viral form of liver inflammation, causes acute conditions only. They do not transcend to chronic because they give you only that acute symptoms and your body fights it and it resolves. When you get hepatitis, it takes about 2 weeks to about 6 months to develop or to show symptoms depending on your genetic makeup. So that big gap, it could show anywhere. Some even show later depending on how strong or weak your immune system is. Signs of acute hepatitis includes fatigue, where you get tired easily, nausea, vomiting, decreased appetite, abdominal pain, and sometimes your urine even becomes very, very dark, orange, or even darker than orange. All because your liver is responsible for converting or getting rid of bilirubin from your system. And when the liver malfunctions and cannot do its job well, it spills over, gets into your kidney, gets excreted through your urine and colors your urine. That's why I'm emphasizing on the importance of your liver, protecting it, making sure that it's in a top-notch situation or condition. Otherwise, you cannot function. You cannot function, because if you're tired all the time, how can you function? So, regardless of the type of hepatitis you have, usually when the liver is inflamed or unhappy, it spills out enzymes into your bloodstream. So you do a lab work. Usually it's a comprehensive metabolic panel, and then the liver enzymes are elevated. When I talk about liver enzymes, I'm talking about ALT, alanine transaminase, which is ALT. Those are enzymes that are inside your liver and help convert protein into energy for your liver to function correctly. So when those enzymes are spilled, it's very significant and points to liver damage. Another enzyme is AST, aspartate transaminase. That is also found in your blood when your liver is inflamed or has infection. It signals a liver problem. So what can you do to prevent hepatitis? Like I said, like alcoholic hepatitis, if you're diagnosed with that, where your liver, gets chronically inflamed to the point that you have cirrhosis, which is from continuous inflammation of the liver and causing scarring of the liver. Scars that you can see on your body, it affects your liver and your liver does not function right. Remember, when there is injury and chronically you continuously injuring that part of your body, there's gonna form scars, just like your skin. When there is a cut, it heals, it cut again, it heals. Chronically, you're gonna have series of cuts or different disformations on your skin. The same way the liver as an organ, when it continuously injures, causes those things. So for the chronic inflammation of the liver, hepatitis B, C, and D cause both acute and chronic conditions. Hepatitis A and E, those viruses do not cause chronic condition. They are usually acute and they resolve by themselves. So when you have hepatitis B, C, and D, and it doesn't go away, it becomes a chronic condition. How do we get hepatitis A and E, the ones that cause acute condition? You can get hepatitis A and E from food and water intake. If someone is infected with those viruses, they poop, they don't wash their hands, you go after them and the virus gets into you, you develop the condition based on your immune system. Like I said, it takes about 2 weeks to 6 months to show symptoms, and then you develop that acute condition. Now, with hepatitis B, C, and D, which can also cause acute and chronic condition, hepatitis B, C, and D is usually from blood and body fluids. When you come in contact with people's body fluid that is infected with the virus. So usually hepatitis B, healthcare workers can have it because we come in contact with body fluids all the time if we don't practice or follow standard protocol, like wearing gloves, masks, all those things. It's very important that if you're working in a place where you come in contact with people's body fluids or blood, you make sure that you protect yourself that way. Unprotected sex. If someone has hepatitis B, C, or D, and you have unprotected sex with them, the risk of you having it goes up because you're exchanging body fluids, right? And also hepatitis C is popular because of IV drug use. People sharing syringes for substance use. Let's say they use a syringe to inject themselves with a meth or whatever. You pick that same syringe, use it for you. If they have the hepatitis C, you will get it. So those three are easily transferable when you come in contact with people's blood or body fluids. And they are the most dangerous forms because they can cause acute and chronic condition. Chronic causing your liver to damage where it cannot even function. and you develop cirrhosis where your liver becomes drawn in fluid and your stomach gets bigger and bigger because of all the fluid accumulation, and you may need to go for draining sometimes, and your quality of life goes down the toilet when you have liver cirrhosis or extreme liver damage. So you know the causes, therefore not participating in those activities obviously will prevent you from getting those conditions, right? In case you have acute or chronic liver, there could be medications too that you can get to help you treat them and to manage the symptoms. Usually the acute form, which is from hepatitis A and E, is usually conservation of energy. You don't do things that require a lot of energy and you let your body rest. In addition to the medication, you let your body rest to kind of resolve it on its own, because it will go eventually on its own. It may take a while, but it will definitely go on its own. But the B, C, and D that turns to the chronic form is where the battle begins. And if you don't take care, it will damage your liver, damage your life, decrease your quality of life, and bring so many unnecessary, uncalled for disadvantage to your life and make you very dysfunctional. So I hope this has been helpful. Now you know the causes, the types, what to do not to get hepatitis, and if you get it, the signs and symptoms you see, and also to seek treatment if you have hepatitis so you can manage it before it takes over your life completely. Thanks for watching. Leave your comments down there. If you have enjoyed this video, please subscribe and share. Thanks for supporting my channel and my journey in expanding health literacy across the world.